Sean and Brooke in the studio. Lake Tahoe adventures. Typically, we are talking about snowmobiling. Kind of that, right? You can't give up yet. We're still talking about them, but maybe on hold. Is that what we say?
We're on hold right now. Yep. And we could get that little mini Miracle May. Who knows?
Dude,
snowmobiles are out there waiting, but right now Nevada Adventure Company is wide open, ready to go.
So we're focusing more on the desert tours, and I guess for people maybe that don't realize what you guys do down there in the desert, east of Lake Tahoe, if you're visiting, talk a little bit about those tours. I mean, completely different, but kind of the same.
ATVs. Off-road buggies. This year we're testing a new fleet of what's called side-by-sides. It's a hybrid of ATVs and buggies, but you're sitting inside, four-way seat belt, roll bars.
When you say inside, it's really just an open cage, though, isn't it?
It's an open canopy, but you crawl in and you're more protected than you'd find on a typical ATV.
Is the key just keep your arms in?
Keep
your arms inside the vehicle?
Yeah.
Like an amusement ride? Have you ridden these things?
I rode the ATVs last season, and they were really fun. I'd never been on one before, but I really enjoyed those.
What a cool balance that we have, like with the snowmobiling, that if it does get like this where we're kind of, probably the season's over, that's my guess. But that you have this other complete option for people to go out and see a completely different environment that we have just east of Lake Tahoe.
Absolutely.
So talk a little bit about the trails and where you go and where you guys rally to go out there into the desert.
Well, it's actually, we have two different trailheads. Our first one, which we're talking about, is Nevada Adventure Company. And that's about 3,000 feet below down in the Minden, Gardnerville, Carson Valley high desert, what's called the Pine Nut Mountains. That's the mountains you see when you're up at the Ridge Hotel or on the woods side, or I'm sorry, the Nevada side of Heavenly Trails. When you're looking down across the valley, about 12 miles, that's the next
just kind of the other side of that whole Carson Valley, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely limitless trails. We could go up. We can make a turn. We can make a turn going south and end up in Vegas, only across 2 or 3 lonely highways.
Yeah. It really is. It's Nevada.
High desert continues forever.
Yeah. And the more I have friends that get into motocross and getting dirt bikes, the more you hear them. Just these are guys that get out and do a lot of exploring. They're like, you can't even imagine. Because isn't Nevada like 86% or 89% of the state is owned by the government? Like it's mostly
BLM
just,
land.
It's just
we work under a special permit with BLM as well as we do for Hope Valley with the U.S. Forest Service Carson Ranger District. In the same aspect, we work closely with BLM, making sure the trails are approved trails. They're maintained correctly. We work a lot with
that there's no asbestos on the trail.
Well, we work a lot with conservancy groups too, just keeping cleanups each year, keeping everything nice and clean, nice and tight, just make it enjoyable for everybody, because nobody wants to be on the adventure of a lifetime and pass by a shot up Edsel out on the trail that's been there for 50
body
years.
That's been dumped in the desert or something. You laugh, but it happens. How about for tour times today?
Today they're going out at 11 and 1. It's just upon request whenever people really want to go.
So call in and say, hey, can we go later? Can we go earlier? Can we do a special tour? I want to propose to somebody, right? I mean, that's,
Absolutely. Yeah. Sky's the limit out there.
Or somebody say, hey, I got like this bag of stuff I need to kind of get rid of in the desert. Get me out there. So this is what you guys do all summer long? You guys just do the...
We do the Nevada Adventure Company, and then very early this year, normally it's not until after June or July, as the Rubicon Trail breaks. That's on the western shore of Tahoe. So what we offer is access to what's called the crown jewel of off-roading. It's a 4x4 trail that is famous or sometimes infamous among off-road communities around the world.
I mean, is that right? I mean, people come from all over the country. I mean, you see these Jeeps in the summer, right? There's just stacks of them in town. They're over at Raley's. They got all this...
Some of the most exotic 4x4s in the world come to the Rubicon Trail and to try to prove themselves and make them or break them. And
I've never been on it.
We see them broken. We see them broken a lot.
Yeah, I was telling you, I've never been on it. I mean, you see these guys, they have equipment on the back, and they've got welding kits and tanks, and they've got jacks and pulleys. And how much is that? I mean, how gnarly is this trail? I mean, could I take my Ram 1500 on the trail? I mean, could it make it?
Yeah, bring a fire extinguisher.
Why is that?
Because it'll be on fire.
Really? What?
It's.
I really don't know.
The Rubicon Trail is 23 miles long. It takes, no matter how good your operator is, no matter how good your rock crawler or Jeep or modification, it will take you 2 days to drive 23 miles.
It's just slow and
slow rock crawling. On ATVs, we're lighter, more nimble. Our guides are trained with rock work and roping. Even on our 6-hour tour, we actually rope up to our guests and get them safely over the ledges and the cliffs.
And part of it in a big vehicle is that you maybe get out there and there's somebody else who's stuck, so you're sitting and there's a line and you're waiting, huh?
Absolutely, and that's where we can scoot around some of the big jams. And we work closely with the Rubicon Foundations, Friends of the Rubicon Trail Foundation. When they have the Jeepers weekends, we keep back a little bit, or our tours will be downgraded for a couple hours during the big in and out times for the big jamborees they have out there.
Nice balanced program you guys have. Hopefully, you know, I mean, I know you're wanting to see more snow. Personally, I think it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching these snow levels go up, and maybe the last weekend for it. But you guys are on standby. If it does happen, you guys ready to go out back on the snowmobiles?
If not, we always have something to do. So if you're here on vacation, or you're even a local living here in vacation land, if you can't find something to do every day, you're doing it wrong. And what we offer are some of the coolest things out there. It's really just give it a chance, get out the door, get on a tour, and you're going to have a good time, whether it's ATVs, snow, anything. We have all types of fun.
Amen, brother. Sean, thanks for coming in. Brooke, always good to see you.
You too.
Keep up the good work out there, and we'll take a quick break and be back with more of Lake Tahoe Television's Tahoe Today.